Hello guys, today I'll show you how to make your own particle simulator using the Pygame library in Python. So this is the program I wrote. The window is here, and first of all you can show the controls like this by pressing C, and then you can push or pull the particles by holding your left mouse. You see here, if I press P, it will change the direction. Like right now it's pulling, it's like a gravitational field. All the particles are pulled towards the mouse, and when I click push, it's gonna be repelled by the mouse. So, and then the environment type, right now it's boxed, so the particle can't really escape from the environment. So it's just gonna bounce off the edges. If it's 2, then that means it's endless. So if the particle go from this side, it's gonna teleport to this side, and the same thing for the upper and lower bound. And then of course you can change the gravitational field, so you can use the direction arrow. For example, if you want it to go down, I just changed the environment type to box, and if you want it to go up, and then right now no gravitational field, I'm holding out my left mouse, and then change the environment type to loop, and then change the gravity to right. Now they're all accelerating to the right, and then change the box back to 1. And then you can notice the trails here. You can turn on the trails. It looks kind of messy, but it's a cool effect. I think you really show it when it's moving in an endless environment like this. Really cool. And next is you can choose whether to pull or push one or all of the objects. So right now I'm pulling all the objects, so they're all affected, right? But I can choose, let me turn the trails off real quick. I can choose whether to pull one object by pressing A. So now it only affects this little purple ball, and it doesn't affect anything else. It's a good way to move a single object if you want. And then there's the collision type. If it's 7, right now it's 7, that means the particles are just gonna bounce off each other. And the math calculations I did are accurate in physics of elastic collisions. And if it's the collision type is 8, if I press 8, then it's gonna merge. Like the bigger balls are gonna take over the smaller balls. Like, look at this one. And okay, I just changed it, and now it's back to bounce. And then if it's 9, then there's no collision at all, so they'll just pass right through each other like this. Yep. And then the trails, which I already mentioned. Oh yeah, and then you can also spawn objects by pressing S, and these objects are also affected by the laws. And you can change the spawn radius of the object by pressing I or K to increase or decrease. So let's spawn an object with radius 1, and then let's spawn object with really big radius, like 50 or S. And then when you're holding down one of the object, while you're selecting one of the object and you switch back single object, you can press delete key like this one to select it, to delete it, like that. Yeah. So let's dive into the code. So first of all, you need to import the Pygame libraries. Like I said, this program is just Pygame and a lot of math and physics, so there's no external libraries. And you need to initialize all these variables, the constants. This thing is just to spawn random particles with random velocities and radius. So I just use it for the video, but you can make your own. Like, this is the number of particles and radius and velocity. And then this is to check, to make sure that the particles don't escape from the environment, like I said here. So there are 3 types, 1, 2, 3, and the first one is basically just you get the velocity of the particle, like the y or an x velocity, and then you take the opposites of that, so it's multiplied by -1 here. And of course you have to take into account elasticity, so the velocity will be decreased by a little bit. And then for type 2, that means it's just gonna if it goes to the right side of the screen, then it's gonna teleport to the left side of the screen, so it's gonna be 0 for the width, and same thing here. For 3, well, if it escapes from the screen, well, then we just simply delete the particle to reduce the lag. And then this is the collision function. The first type of collision is just, this is actual physics equations, so it's based off actual real-life physics concepts, elastic collision. And of course you need to take into account the elasticity as well every single time. And then for type 8, collision, you know, these two particles just merge, and then the bigger particle is going to be the color of the new particle, and then you remove both of the old particles and add it to the particle list. This is the main function, so you can change this number to make the program simulation run faster or slower. And these are all the controls of the simulation, and this is just to show if you want to show the trails. So here is where the main stuff is at. You get one particle, which is P, and then another particle, P2 here, and then you call the collision function, and of course you have to take into account the collision type. And then this is for the anchor thing. So if I press down my mouse, it's gonna pull down one of the particles or all the particles, depending on the single object pull variable. And this is a actual equation in physics for calculating the force of gravitational pull, which is the gravitational constant times the mass of both objects. Right now I didn't put in, obviously the mouse doesn't have any mass, so I just take into account into the constant, and all of that divided by the distance squared. And then of course you have to check if it escapes from the environment, and all of the text you see on the screen. So for the particle class, it's really simple. It's just see if the particle, the mouse is inside one of the particles, and then these are just simple functions, the draw and the update, the velocity and acceleration. I put random here because I was gonna put the initialize random particles in the class, like this one in here, but I decided to put it in the main file because it made more sense. So actually let's try something here. change this to 50. Shift 3, 200. And this. So this is all the default control, the default settings, and yeah. Collision type, change it to 8. You can see it in action right here. And then change it back to 7. Turn the trails off. Yeah, and that's probably it. If you want the code, it's on my GitHub page, coding stick. Coding dash stick, it's like this. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.